what's up everybody? This is Damron playing Splinter Cell Blacklist. We're doing the Perfectionist difficulty no-kill option engaged, which is to beat the game without killing anyone as Sam Fisher. And we're going to jump right into the first level, really. The last level was a prologue, but this is the first real level, which is Safehouse. And as I said in the prologue, I'm not going to cover all of the things that I'm using in these. Please refer to the prologue if you want to see kind of the setup and some general tips. As we go through this playthrough on Perfectionist, we're just going to talk about any difficult areas moving forward, how to get through each mission as easily as possible without any difficulty and without killing anyone. So the beginning of this mission, you're just going to have to do some walking. I will also mention in this first video, I will skip all of the cutscenes. We will just be focusing on beating the levels in the single player campaign on Perfectionist without killing anyone. So if you're interested in the cutscenes, however, I do have the full video up of what I called the Splinter Cell Blacklist movie, which I show all of the videos and all of the story related videos to kind of give you the story. So we're going to skip all of that here. So after you get your equipment, let's go ahead and whip out our crossbow with our sleeping gas. And this area up here on Perfectionist, it's gives you clues on how to take down enemies lethally or non-lethally or whatnot. But we're just going to sleep gas these two guys next to this car and get inside the building.
You get between the boss and something he wants, odds are you will end up dead. Not a big.
So pretty easy, and I'm going to be showing you in these guides, I'm going to show you really the easiest way to tackle these levels. Obviously credit where credit is due. Macca has some older videos from when this game came out. I do use some of his strats in some of the rooms, but I think this is more of an updated strategy, a little faster, and I've brightened up the gameplay so that things aren't as dark as some of the older videos when this game came out, so you can really see exactly what I'm doing. In that first room there, once you get inside, just go around the right side and you're going to have no difficulty getting upstairs.
Is there a viable stealth approach?
Go into the room to your right.
Once you get upstairs, no real reason to shut that door there. Not sure why I did that. But go over to the right and you're going to find this open window. Go ahead and jump out of that window and we'll be able to shimmy all the way around this building. But do keep in mind this guy looking over the ledge here. If you get too close to him, even when you're hanging on the ledge there, he will spot you. So go ahead and wait till he turns around, and then we're going to shimmy all the way around this building. Once you get around this area, you can jump up 2 levels, and there's going to be a window right here that we can go in. There will be a guy here. Just remember that you're using your non-lethal takedowns when you knock him out. Once you do that, you're going to be into the next room. Now, there are some guys in here. Take cover on this door here because you may get spotted, especially by this guy walking into the door. You're actually going to see my radar get lit up right here. But as long as you're in this corner, you should be okay. And he may come into this room. Keep that in mind. Now the enemy movements in this are not completely scripted, so they may move as you're playing in different ways, in different sections of the game. But if he comes in there, we will point out whenever that white bar is kind of shaking and it's making that music, it's okay as long as you take them down. As long as it doesn't turn red, you're not actually spotted. They're kind of spooked for a second, but you can take them down silently and you're still in the good for not killing anybody.
I'm in position, Sam.
Any sign of our contact?
Can't confirm.
Roger that.
You got anything out of your prisoner?
Alright, so moving around to this room up here, go ahead and cover to cover into the kitchen area here, and we can silently take out this guy that's standing right beside you. And we're just going to use our crossbow and take out this section here, and it's pretty easy. The guys in this room will be in this position. They're not going to be moving around too much. The guy in the middle will be strafing back and forth, but if you take those 2 guys out while this guy's looking at the bookcase, he will not know at all, and you can just sleep gas the whole crew.
Roger that.
It's not him. You confirmed Coben was in here, Briggs.
Right place, right build, I assume, sir.
Make assumptions.
Roger that. Enemy transport dropping hostiles, at least a dozen.
Moving now. I'll cover your exit.
Alright, so moving forward, it's pretty easy to get around these guys. Just stay behind the table there, and you can crouch right around there, and you won't get spotted by him or the guy on the ledge that's across the street. Shimmy on over to the other side, and we're going to be into the area where the zip line. Now, once you take the zip line down, you will want to aerial take down this guy, again, non-lethally. And then we're going to move into a section that can be a little difficult, but I'll show you a pretty easy way to get around it. Alright, so we're going to aerial take down him with a stealth knockout, move around this little building on the roof, jump over here, and we're going to drop down. Now, keep in mind, there could be a guy to your right, but as long as you're quickly get into this stairwell here, he's not going to spot you. So we're going to move over to this section. Now, as soon as you get up here, turn left, and there's going to be a guy patrolling right here. And he may or may not be coming in your direction. If he is, just wait a second until you have an opportunity to go down there and go ahead and knock him out. No other enemies are going to patrol back here, so you don't have to worry about hiding the body or anything. And then from here, we're going to shimmy along this ledge, and we're going to do that so we can get eyes on these two guys over here. Go ahead and jump up this ledge and go behind this little crate here with the carpets draped over it. And all we're waiting for is an opportunity when these guys are not looking as they are now. But now you can see he's walking at me. And that's what you're going to, most likely you're going to be in the scenario. And it's just a little bit of patience. Let's just wait for him until he's not looking. And then we cover to cover over to that section of the stairwell on top of the roof with the, satellite dish on it when he's not looking. So as long as you use the cover to cover mechanism, as I mentioned in the prologue, you can really go from place to place without getting spotted, even if there's someone pretty close to you. Once you get on the other side of that rooftop stairwell, go ahead and jump the ledge. We're going to go down and shimmy across to the next building. Once you get up here, now there's probably going to be a guy up here, as you see here, looking over the ledge. And just wait. Say he turns around and he walks back, and once you have a clear opening right there is about good. We're going to immediately go into this room right here on the left all the way through to the other side, and we're going to jump right over this ledge, and we're pretty much past this area. So now we're good. We're going to head up this stairwell into the next portion of the game, and we're going to climb up on this ledge, and the game's going to introduce you to HVTs, but drop down. You do need to take out this guy. If you haven't collected him as an HVT, make sure you bag and tag him. I will say at this point, I do have a separate guide that shows you all the collectibles, all the laptops, the dead drops, and the HVTs in chronological order. So if you're trying to get all the collectibles, feel free to check that out. This guide is specifically dedicated to the Perfectionist no-kill option engaged playthrough, so we're not going to be grabbing any of those during this playthrough, but feel free to check that out if you need a complete kind of updated guide to all those locations. Now, once you get through here, that door, go ahead and jump out of this window and shimmy along the edge to the second window. Oh, I'm sorry, it's going to be the third window from there. Now, I like to go ahead and knock this guy out in a position where the second guy can actually hear me knock him out, so he'll actually come closer and then just sleep dart him. Now you got both them off the board. Some of the older strats are to wait till he walks far away and take him out, and then you have to kind of sneak around that other guy. But if you do it the way I just showed you there, you just take both of them out, and you're pretty much in the clear to go into the next section of the level. Go ahead and go down here in the stairwell. There most likely will be a guy, but he'll be by himself, so you can easily just walk up to him and stealth knock out him. Alright, so moving on down the stairs, you're going to come to the next section, which is an area, kind of has a garage, and there's only 2 enemies in this section. And the guy that's across from the building that you're in, he's going to go into that building that's behind him. So really the only guy you really need to worry about is the guy that actually is around the right. You can see his arrow, he's looking to the right on the mini-map down there. And I jump out and I'm like, oh, he's coming, so I got to jump back in. He's really the only guy you need to worry about, and at this point when he's coming right at this window. Once he comes past this window and turns right, you're pretty much free to go through here. You don't have to take anybody out. Actually, you can turn right here and jump this gate. I'm not sure why I decided to go into this door during this playthrough, but I went in here and knocked this guy out. But you don't need to do that. Just jump over that gate. Alright, so the game's going to introduce you to guard dogs right here, which can smell your scent. But if you just kind of go up on this ledge right here, climb up, and kind of go across, the dog won't actually spot you. It's kind of teaching you how to get around the dogs right here. And then drop down and run past, and you'll be fine to get by him without having to worry. Now, you can knock him down with a sleeping dart if you feel like. It's not really necessary. But we're heading into essentially the last part of the level here, the police station. And as soon as you get up to this point, go ahead and go open to that open gate here on the left and hang tight on the closed door portion. And we're going to wait for these enemies to separate. We're going to knock out this one guy once he's left alone. So once the other guy, we do want to wait until he's far enough away to not hear you get this knockout. So let's go ahead and pull him, and then we're going to go back over to the other fence, and we're going to jump right here. And the reason you want to jump right here is because there's a white van right in front of you to provide cover, so you can drop down, immediately take cover behind this van. And I like to just sleep dart this guy. He's usually over here, and get him off the board. And then we're going to go over to that opening over there in the rubble in the wall that you can see right in front of us. And that's how we're going to actually get into the next area and basically skip the entire area up here. If you press A right here, keep in mind you will actually climb over the wall. Okay, so just don't press anything, walk up to the wall, and then you can kind of use your stick to look around. And once that guy over there walks past and goes into the guardhouse, we're just going to take this shadow area to the right side of this kind of encampment, go up onto the roof of the building in the middle, and we'll get into the police station and be able to just walk past all these enemies without having to worry about being spotted.
Sam, what's your status?
I'm inside, making sure I'm not followed. You have a lock on Coben's location?
Best bet is a secure interrogation room. Top floor, south side.
Briggs, pull out. Pick up the van and rendezvous at extraction.
Copy that.
I'm going in.
Alright, so once you get into this room here, be sure you go ahead and grab cover on that wall, or those guys can actually spot you pretty quickly. Move up to this wall. Now, ideally you wanted to, wall to wall up to this wall here, and I'm not sure why. You saw on the screen it was A to wall up there, but for some reason my guy jumped through the window, and that kind of alerted everybody a little bit. But that's okay, just sleeper dart this guy, because once we get past this group of enemies, it doesn't really matter. This downstairs is going to reset after you get Coben, so just go ahead and sleeper dart that guy in the hallway, but don't jump through the glass like I did. Walk up to this marker, and you're going to start a cutscene. Now this is where it gets tricky, because you have to be very, very careful in this section coming up. Alright, if you get spotted while you're taking Coben out, that is going to be bad. You want to make sure that you don't do that, because then you'll kind of get stuck in this checkpoint. So get Coben, you'll see what I'm talking about here. There'll be 3 enemies for us to take out, and if you get spotted, a bunch of other enemies come, and then you're kind of in a sticky situation, because you're not going to have, the ammo to get through this per se. But it's very easy. There's only 3 guys down here. Just take your time. Use your sleeping gas and just kind of boom. Pretty easy, actually. This guy floats in the air. Alright, so just take these guys out with your sleeping gas. Again, pretty easy method here to kind of just walk around and tap them. And then once you go up to this window here, that's actually the end of the level. So that's going to be the end of Safehouse on Perfectionist with no kill option engaged. I hope you guys are enjoying the guide. If you like my stuff, feel free to like and subscribe. And hopefully we will see you in part 3 of our Splinter Cell Blacklist Perfectionist no kill option engaged playthrough.